Welcome back. Our
Welcome
next
back.
segment is going to be on discussing dressing for the role that you want. There's a phrase that I've heard many times in my life, and it's don't dress for the job you have, but dress for the job that you want.
Yep.
The way that I interpret that with real estate is if I'm going out to show properties to a 23-year-old snowboarder, probably not the time to wear a suit. Probably the time to dress a little bit differently. That's how I practiced my business when I was an active realtor. And it worked for me from the aspect that early on in my career, I was told from clients, why are you dressing like that? The Terence that I know used to show up in basketball shorts and running shoes. Now you're out showing me properties. You got to dress the way that I know you.
You've weirded them out.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, it's a different guy.
Yeah. So what do you do, Todd? Because you and I, we've noticed that we differ.
We're same, but different.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. This is the dressiest I get. Let's be honest. This is it.
Yep. And you're comfortable.
And that becomes a part of it, right? I've shared a story with you where I'm dressed like this normally when I meet a buyer or seller, and I met this older lady once to show her condos, and I decided to put on a suit. No reason, I just felt like I had a suit on, tucked in shirt, no tie, but suit. And I met her and she said, "Who's so special you're going to meet after me that you put a suit on for?"
She called you out.
And I went, "This is for you." And I never wore a suit again.
Yep.
I can't get away with it. It's not me, it's not my personality.
Right.
I think there's a time and a place to be funny, there's a time and a place to be professional.
Yes.
And if you can dress that part, and if you look professional, you will feel comfortable and confident in your game.
Yes.
So this is conscious for me. I've always dressed like this, and it works for me. And it does pull a certain client, really.
Yes.
Saying that, we talked about a client. I had a very high-end client once that I met down at the Palliser Hotel. He was a referral from a referral.
Was he a dignitary of some
Yeah,
sort?
he was, yes. So very high up in politics. And I met him at the Palliser, and he never met him before in my life. And I'm waiting for him, and I'm dressed like this, and it was December. A reason I missed Ninja 2-3 years ago, because he was in for 3 days. So I was dressed the way I am now. He shows up in a full suit and sees me and says, "I'm just going to go upstairs. Give me 5 minutes, I'll come back." And I think what I did was I gave him permission. He showed up in dress shoes, jeans, and an untucked dress shirt.
Yes.
And had a wonderful time showing properties. He ends up buying one.
Yes.
But he didn't not choose me because I wasn't in a suit.
Yes.
Right? So if you hold yourself at that level and still dress professional, it's got to be what you're comfortable in.
Yes.
Absolutely, because that's going to shine through in your performance.
So is it safe to say that people should look into their own comfort levels, but dressing to a degree for the client that they're meeting as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
The reason I say is because for myself, I've always dressed how I'm comfortable. I enjoy wearing suits, and when I'm around a bunch of people in suits, I like to mix it up because I don't want to be one of everybody else. But at the same time, in my career, when I would meet up with the old buddies, I would dress for them because I'm most comfortable that way. But when I'm meeting up with my executive clients from downtown, I would also dress to try and not match them, but be more on the level of them. Because I found with myself, I felt better being on a level that they were on. The other thing is that I always felt in my career was that in the event that I bump into a seller with my clients at a home, I've always felt that I need to be neutral. I need to be almost not noticeable. I need to be the person that they see, that they say he's clean, he's put together well, because I don't want a seller to judge my clients based on how I look.
Yeah.
Now, that's been my own perception. Right or wrong, that's how I've felt. Would you agree, disagree? Be honest.
I've never thought of it,
to
be honest. It's never occurred to me to think about that other party, right? It's rare you see that other side of things.
Yes.
I've yet to wear shorts and a t-shirt to show properties, even with good friends. I just feel, even with good friends, I feel like you still have to dress the part.
Yes.
No matter what, even if they give you permission to do that, in my eyes, I haven't done it.
Yes.
I would love to have worn sandals all summer and shown property, and I never did it because I wouldn't have felt confident.
Yes.
So back to that. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
You know what's interesting is not only are we talking about attire, but I also think about vehicles. Some of my realtor acquaintances and friends over the years, they have chosen not to drive really expensive cars because they feel like it sets a certain perception with their buyers.
Yeah.
Other ones will drive very expensive cars because they like that perception. My take on it all is that if you're an agent that you're comfortable and you're proud of your vehicle, the only thing that I would ever care about is that it's clean.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, I personally have never noticed somebody do a lot more business because of the car they drive or the clothes they wear. It's because of the content of how they are.
Absolutely.
And the aforementioned expectations that they set. What are your thoughts on that?
I have actually had a client who I helped buy and sell, and it was my first $1 million sale. And he's a VP downtown, oil and gas.
Yes.
But on his days off, he's a rock climber, and you'd never know what he did for work.
Yes.
And they had a Subaru and a Nissan, and made it very clear they didn't want to live on a street with higher-end vehicles because that wasn't them.
Yes.
And they noted later, I don't drive anything flashy, it's a Nissan Maxima. And that's conscious for me. And they noted later that they didn't try to cut my commission because I wasn't being flashy.
Right.
So they respected that. I wasn't trying to be something in their face.
Yes.
And that worked too. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it's important. You talked about cleanliness. You can't always keep the outside clean, but that time when it's few and far between clients who are in your car these days, when they do, you better make sure it's clean inside.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's important.
Well, you know, I think we've pretty much covered a good CR Live today. I hope the viewers have enjoyed it. It's been a great time hanging with you. Thank you very much for your time today, sir.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Ron Burgundy. This is Veronica Corningstone, and stay classy, Calgary.
Stay classy.